praises, all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All praises due. Peace and blessing to the elect of Israel out there practicing and following the law of liberty. So we're going to continue on in the Apocalypse of Abraham. The Apocalypse of Abraham. I think we left off in chapter 9 last, so we're going to pick it up in chapter 10. And it came to pass, when I heard the voice announcing such words to me, and I looked hither and thither, and behold, there was no breath of man, and my spirit was affrighted, and my soul fled from me, and I became like a stone, and fell down upon the earth, for there was no longer strength in me to stand up on the earth. And when I was still face down on the earth, I heard a voice of the Holy One saying, Go, Yehoel, Yehoel, Yahoel, the namesake of the mediation of my ineffable name, ineffable, Ineffable, ineffable name. Sanctify this man and strengthen him from his trembling. So the Most High sent an angel down to help Abraham, Yahoel. And the angel whom he sent to me in his likeness of a man came, and he took me by my right hand and stood me on my feet. And he said to me, Stand up, Abraham, the friend of the power, who has loved you. Let human trembling not enfold you. For behold, I am sent to you to strengthen you and to bless you in the name of Yahweh, the creator of heavenly and earthly things, who has loved you. Be bold and hasten to him. I am Yehoel, named by him who shakes those which are with me on the seventh vault of the firmament. I am a power in the midst of the ineffable, who put together his names in me. I am appointed according to his commandment to reconcile the rivalries of the living creatures of the cherubims against one another, and teach those who bear him to sing the song in the middle of man's night at the seventh hour. I am made in order to rule over the Leviathans, since the attack and the threat of every reptile are subjugated to me. I am ordered to unlock Hades and to destroy those who worship the dead things. I am ordered to burn your father's house with him. So he was the one. So Most High ordered him to do it. For he honored the dead things. I am sent to you now to bless you in the land which the Eternal One called by you has prepared for you. And for your sake, I have indicated the way of earth. Stand up, Abraham. Go boldly. Be very joyful and rejoice. And I am with you, since an honorable portion has been prepared for you by the Eternal One. Go, fulfill your sacrifice of the command. For behold, I am appointed to be with you, and with the progeny which is due to be born from you. And Michael is with me in order to bless you forever. Be bold, go. And I stood and saw him who had taken my right hand and set me on my feet, the appearance of a griffin body, which was like sapphire, and the likeness of his face like crystallite. It's like a stone, like a gray kind of stone, crystallite. And the hair of his head was like snow, and a turban on his head like the appearance of a bow in the clouds. And the clothing of his garment like purple, and a gold staff was in his right hand. And he said to me, Abraham. And I said, Here is your servant. And he said, Let my appearance not frighten you, nor my speech trouble your soul. Come with me, and I shall go with you, visible until the sacrifice, but after the sacrifice, invisible forever. Be bold and go. Chapter 12. And I went, and the two of us alone together, 40 days and nights, and I ate no bread and drank no water, because my food was to see the angel who was with me. He didn't need to eat, man. He was just with the angel. In his speech with me was my drink. And he came to the glorious power mountains, Horeb. And I said to the angel, singer of the eternal one, behold, I have no sacrifice with me, nor do I know a place for an altar on the mountain. So how shall I make the sacrifice? And he said, look behind you. And I looked behind me, and behold, all the prescribed sacrifices were following us: the calf, the she-goat, the ram, the turtle dove, and the pigeon. And the angel said to me, Abraham. And I said, here I am. And he said to me, slaughter and cut all this, putting together the two halves, one against the other. But do not cut the birds, and give them halves to the two men whom I shall show you standing beside you, since they are the altar on the mountain, to offer sacrifice to the eternal one. The turtle dove and the pigeon you will give to me, and I shall ascend in order to show you the inhabited world on the wings of the two birds, in heaven and on earth, the sea and the abyss, and the depths, and the Garden of Eden, and its rivers, and the fulfillment of the inhabitant world, and around about it you will see everything. Chapter 13. And I did everything according to the angel's command, and I gave to the angel who had come to us the divided parts of the animals. And the angel took the two birds, and I waited for the time of the evening offering. And an impure bird flew down on the carcasses, and I drove it away. And the impure bird spoke to me and said, what are you doing, Abraham, on the holy heights, where no one eats or drinks, nor is there upon them food of men? But these will all be consumed by fire, and they will burn you up. Leave the man who is with you, and flee, since if you ascend to the height, they will destroy you. And it came to pass, when I saw the bird speaking, I said to the angel, what is this, my Lord? And he said, this is iniquity. This is Azrael. Azrael, yeah, Azazel, Azrael, pretty much the devil. And he said to him, reproach is on you, Azazel, since Abraham's portion is in heaven and yours is on earth, since you have chosen it and desire it to be the dwelling place of your impurity. Therefore, the eternal Lord, the mighty one, has made you a dweller on earth. And because of you, there is a holy evil spirit on the lie. And because of you, there are wrath and trials on the generations of impious men. And since the eternal mighty power did not send the righteous in their bodies to be in your hand, in order to affirm through them the righteous life in the destruction of impiety. Here, adversary, be shamed by me, and since you have appointed to tempt not to all the righteous, depart from this man. You cannot deceive him, because he is the enemy of you and of those who follow you and who love what you desire. For behold, the garment which is in heaven was formerly yours has been set aside for him, and the corruption which was on him has gone over to you. And the angel said to me, Abraham. And I said, here I am, your servant. And he said, know by this that the eternal one whom you have loved has chosen you. Be bold and have power, as I order you, over him who reviles justice, or else I should not be able to revile him who scatters about the earth the secrets of heaven, and who conspires against the mighty one. Say to him, may you be the firebrand of the furnace of earth. Go as Azazel into the untrodden parts of the earth, since your inheritance are those who are with you, with men born with the stars in the clouds, and their portion is you, and they come into being through your being, and justice is your enmity. Therefore, through your own destruction, vanish from before me. And I said the words as the angel had taught me. And he said, Abraham. And I said, Here I am, your servant. And the angel said to me, Answer him not. And he spoke to me a second time. And the angel said, Now, whatever he says to you, answer him not, lest his will affects you. Since power gave him the gravity and the will against those who answer him not. And I did what the angel had commanded me, and whatever he said to me about the descent, I answered him not. Chapter 15. And it came to pass that when the sun was setting, and behold, a smoke like that of a furnace, and the angels who had the divided parts of the sacrifice ascended from the top of the furnace, ascended from the top of the furnace of smoke. And the angel took me with his right hand and set me on the right wing of the pigeon, and he himself sat on the left wing of the turtle dove, since they both were neither slaughtered nor divided. And he carried me up to the edge of the fiery flame, and we ascended like great winds to the heavens, which was fixed on the expansion. And I saw on the sky, on the heights we had ascended, a strong light which cannot be described. And behold, in this light a fire was kindled, and there was of a crown of many people in male likeness, and they were all changing in appearance and likeness, and running, and being transformed, and bowing, and shouting in a language, the words of which I did not know. And I said to the angel, Where thus have you brought me now? For now I can no longer see, because I am weakened, and my spirit is departed from me. And he said to me, Remain with me, do not fear. He whom you will see going before both of us in a great sound of the Quadashah is the eternal one who has loved you, whom himself you will not see. Let your spirit not weaken from the shouting, and since I am with you, strengthen you. The Quadashah, that's Quedushah, Quadashah. Let me see if I can find what that means real quick. I don't want to take too much time. Quadashah. See what Quadashah means. Quadashah. The Hebrew word meaning holiness. Okay. It means holiness. Quadashah. All right. So let's go on. Chapter 17. And while he was still speaking, behold, a fire was coming towards us round about, and a sound was in the fire like a sound of many waters, like a sound of the sea in its uproar. And the angel bowed with me in worship, and I wanted to fall face down to the earth. And the place of elevation on which we both stood sometimes was on high, sometimes rolling down. And he said, Only worship Abraham and recite the song which I taught you. Since there was no earth to fall to, I only bowed down and recited the song which he had taught me. And he said, Recite without ceasing. And I recited, and he himself recited the song. O eternal mighty, O holy El, God, autocrat, self-begotten, incorruptible, immaculate, unbegotten, spotless, immortal, self-created, self-illuminated, without mother, without father, without genealogy, high, fury, wise, lover of men, favorable, generous, bountiful, jealous over me, patient, most merciful, Elah, that is my power, eternal, mighty, holy Sabbath, most gracious, El, Yoel, you are he whom my soul has loved, the guardian, eternal, fiery, shining, light formed, thundered voice, lightning looking, many eyes, receiving the entreaties of those who honor you and turning away from the entreaties of those who besiege you by the siege of their provocation, releasing those who are in the midst of the impious, those who are confused among the unrighteous of the inhabited world in the corruptible life, renewing the life of the righteous. You make the light shine before the morning light upon your creation from your face in order to bring the day on the earth. In your heavenly dwellings, there is an inexhaustible other light of an inexpressible splendor from the lights of your face. Accepting my prayer, let it be sweet to you, and also the sacrifice which you yourself made to yourself through me who searches for you. Receive me favorably, and show me, and teach me, and make known to your servant as you have promised me. All praises. Chapter 18. And while I was still reciting the song, the edge of the fire, which was on the expanse, rose up on high, and I heard a voice like the roaring of the sea, and it did not cease because of the fire. And as the fire rose up, soaring higher, I saw under the fire a throne made of fire, and the many eyes wheels, and they are reciting the song. And under the throne I saw four wings, fiery living creatures, and their appearance was the same. Each one of them had four faces, and this was the aspects of their faces: of a lion, of a man, of an ox, and of an eagle. 4 heads were on their bodies, so that the 4 living creatures had 16 faces, and each one had 6 wings, from their shoulders, and from their sides, and from their loins. With the wings which was from their shoulders, they covered their faces, and with the wings from their loins, they clothed their feet, and with their middle wings, they stretched out straight flying. And as they were finishing singing, they looked at one another and threatened one another. And it came to pass, when the angels who were with me saw that they were threatening each other, he left me and went running to them. And he turned the face of each living creature from the face which was opposite to it, so that they could not see each other, threatening faces. And he taught them the song of peace, saying that everything belongeth to the Eternal One. While I was still standing and watching, I saw behind the living creatures a chariot with fiery wheels. Each wheel was full of eyes round about, and above the wheels there was the throne which I had seen, and it was covered with fire, and the fire encircled it round about, and an indescribable light surrounded the fiery people. And I heard the sound of their quadesha, like the sound of a single man. Chapter 19. And a voice came to me out of the midst of the fire, saying, Abraham, Abraham. And I said, Here I am. And he said, Look at the levels which are under the expansion, on which you are brought, and see that on no single level is there any other but the one whom you have searched for, or who has loved you. And while he was still speaking, and behold, the levels opened, and there are the heavens under me. And I saw on the 7th firmament, upon which I stood, a fire spread out, and light, and dew, and a multitude of angels, and a power of the invisible glory from the living creatures, which I seen above. But I saw no one else there. And I looked from the altitude of my standing to the 6th expansion, and I saw there a multitude of incorporeal spiritual angels, carrying out the orders of the fiery angels, who were on the 8th firmament. As I was standing on this suspension, and behold, neither on their expansion was there any other power, other form, but only the spiritual angels, and they are the power which I seen on the 7th firmament. And he commanded the 6th expanse to remove itself. And I saw there on the 5th level host of stars, and the orders they were commanded to carry out, and the elements of the earth obeying them. So I'm going to stop right there. So I hope this was a blessing to you. Like I always say, listen to this video a couple of times and meditate on it. And may the Lord bless.